Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and answer the question once and for all. Is MagSafe even worth it? Should you actually consider picking up this charger for your new iPhone? Or maybe you own an older model and you're curious to know how it does perform on an older iPhone. Well, in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and share with you everything that there is to know about this. I would consider this to be an expensive wireless G charger. Now, I recently picked up the iPhone 12 and the 12 Pro, and this was my main charger that I was using on that phone for over a week now. And there's a lot of things that I learned about it that Apple doesn't really disclose. Such as, yes, it is a wireless G charger. It can charge other devices that support wireless charging, like AirPods, or even other devices like Android phones and such. Just however, if you use an older iPhone, even though on their website it's listed that's compatible between the iPhone 8 and newer iPhones that support wireless G charging, it's gonna charge that device at a ridiculously slow rate, which I don't recommend using at all. Even with the 20 watt sold separately power adapter, it's gonna charge at a ridiculously slow rate. So I don't recommend charging it that way. You're better off honestly picking up the $20 power adapter if you don't already own one, and just use that USB-C lightning cable, because it's gonna charge that device a lot faster. So yes, this puck does have magnets built into it, which connect with the magnets that's included on the iPhone 12 that allows this device to connect properly and self-center itself, so it's always able to charge at a efficient rate. You know how sometimes when you place your device on a traditional wireless G charger, if it's off by a little bit, it's gonna charge at a slower rate. This will automatically self-center itself, which really does come in handy, especially when those times when you're not really fully awake and you just rest your phone on the little charger. Because of this does allow the phone to stay cool much longer, increasing the longevity of the battery. Now, the top part of this puck is made out of some soft silicone material. It's super soft, but there has been reports of people who own the MagSafe supported case, either the leather or the silicone version. The amount of friction during the contact points, if there's any movement over time, will actually leave some wear and tear marks of the circle of the Huggy Puck. Now, I went ahead and picked up the clear case version, which in my opinion, it's kind of hideous looking. But if you go with this type of case, there's very little risk of that happening because it's not made out of the same fabric material. It's just a hard, clear plastic. Now, without the case, I have also noticed that the strength is slightly weaker, as there's been times when I actually placed this on my phone without the case, and it's easier for it to become disattached. But when you have this supported compatible case like this, it does increase the magnetic strength that you can actually literally do this and hypnotize people if you want with your device. But it's obvious that Apple is indeed working on a portless iPhone, and the MagSafe definitely does show it, because this allows you to actually pick up your phone while it's wireless G charging, and it gives you easy access to rotate the cable so you can still operate your phone while it's wirelessly charging. This is a nifty idea, and I really do like this, because it's definitely more convenient having the cable charging your device this way than having a lightning cable right here that will bend and may cause damage over time, especially when you're laying in bed and still operating your phone. Now, MagSafe still is in its early stage, so hopefully in the near future, we'll see a lot more third-party manufacturers innovating this circle magnetic strength on the back part of their phone, because I do have a third-party case on my iPhone 11 Pro, like this one as a fine example, and I notice whenever I stick the MagSafe, it still does have its magnetic strength, but the smallest movement will cause it to easily pop off like so. So if that ring was integrated on this case, that will definitely increase the whole experience. So hopefully in the near future, we'll see more third-party manufacturers release it. Now, one of my concerns about this cable is the length of the cable that's included is 1 meter length. In my opinion, I wish it was slightly longer, or at least this part was removable so you could swap it with another one, because just like other traditional Apple cables, over time, this part right here concerns me. Under normal wear and tear, this could easily tear up, and replacing this isn't cheap. Now, a very interesting discovery about the MagSafe is it does not support the iPad Pro. Now, traditionally, what I used to do in the past, whenever my device was low on battery and my iPad had more than enough juice to power and charge my device a little bit, I would typically just take the lightning to USB-C cable and plug it in directly to my iPad Pro. And this will charge my device respectfully quick. Well, I did the exact same thing with the MagSafe, and it didn't charge it at all, shockingly. So it doesn't work on the iPad Pro, but does work on the newer generation MacBook laptops, as long as they have the USB-C port. And I'm assuming also iMacs. Now, a recent video that I did watch covering the MagSafe was by Mobile Review A. He's a cool YouTuber, always does his real world tests, comparing certain devices against one another. And very recently, he put out a video showing when comparing this MagSafe charger bundled with the appropriate Apple 20-watt power adapter, it was the fastest. As his test shown, a quick charge between 50 to 60%. The MagSafe was the fastest compared to other Qi charger alternatives. But when performing this test with a non-iPhone 12 or 12 Pro, like a last generation model like the iPhone 11 Pro or older, it was the worst performer in terms of charging your device. So the final verdict here was this MagSafe charger, if it's actually worth it or not. Honestly, it's cool, but still doesn't beat just getting a high wattage power adapter. You could go with the official one by Apple or go with another good alternative like this Anker one as a fine example. This is still the fastest way to charge your phone, and it's also a lot cheaper. The MagSafe, it's a cool idea, definitely does have a lot of potential, but currently, as it is right now, it's hard to even recommend because it's so overly priced. Because the MagSafe itself is $40, then you gotta pick up the power brick, which is an additional $20. And not only that, for the best experience, I say it's recommended to pick up the MagSafe cases that Apple is making for these devices, which is not cheap at all, another 50 bucks. So in total, you're spending over $110 just to experience this MagSafe experience on your iPhone 12. So as of right now, I still think MagSafe is just a gimmick, but in the near future, as soon as that portless iPhone comes out, hopefully everything has been significantly improved to the point where it actually charges as quickly as just having to plug into a fast charger, which I don't think so, but cross fingers, who knows, maybe Apple could figure out some kind of sorcery that will actually allow this device to actually charge at that rate. But the animation definitely is cool, especially when you attach the case. But again, just a gimmick so far. Well, that's my experience after the last week of making this the primary charger to this iPhone. Just by judging my facial expression, it's all right. And yes, it is definitely overly priced for this experience. Well, hopefully this video was informative. I just speak the truth. If you still want to pick it up, by all means, go for it. It's interesting, but is it for everyone? No, not at all. But if you're planning on still picking one up, make sure you use the affiliate links in the video description down below. They don't cost you anything. They just send a small kickback to the channel, which allows me to test out this hardware and give you my full honest review before you make that final decision. But I'll also throw in my recommended alternative that will be a lot more affordable and will allow you to charge your device at a very efficient, fast rate. So check those links, and for more Apple content, feel free to watch this video over here as I go through my favorite tips and tricks that you could do on your iPhone to get some interesting video shots. And in this video over there, that's just a video that YouTube is recommending specifically for you. Thanks so much for watching, take care, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See ya.